mass media.
Attacking the podcast world. And based on the true legendary cult classic, Olus Media presents
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Did somebody mention biscuits?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. They'll beat you, bash you, squish you, mash you, chew you up for brunch.
How bad is it?
Finish you off.
Also, I definitely don't get a fly again.
I'm not talking about that, you wiener. What about the tomatoes?
Hold on to your beefsteaks. Today's guest is fragrance wizard Killian Wells, who turns cult movie classics into chic scents. He's here to dish on transforming our favorite tomato terrors into the hottest new perfume and to let you know how you can get a bottle of your own. Get ready to catch a whiff of the madness with your host, Costa Dillon.
Hi, I'm Costa Dillon, and welcome to this edition of the Killer Tomatoes podcast. We're talking to Killian Wells today. How do I say the name of the company? Is it Xyrena?
Xyrena. I don't really care how people pronounce it as long as they're talking about it.
Yeah. As long as they find it. Okay. So your company's in Texas, is that right?
We're in Austin.
In Austin. Is that where you're from? Are you from Austin?
I am from New York, and then I lived in LA for about 10 years before coming here during the pandemic. Or like about when it started. So,
and what got you started in the fragrance business?
Well, originally I was in the music business I as a music artist, and eventually with that industry, you age out of it, and I was an aging pop star wannabe, and but I had acquired a lot of skills when it came to licensing and marketing and things of that nature. So I've always loved fragrance, decided to start that brand, and really applied a lot of what I had learned from the awful entertainment industry. Xyrena, we make a lot of movie inspired fragrances. I've always been really into films since I was a kid. Originally I wanted to be a movie director, and so sort of combined my love of film with fragrance, and all of our fragrances come in VHS style cases, and we just did the official American Psycho fragrance based on the Patrick Bateman character, and I'm currently developing a line of air fresheners that turn into trading cards. They have a detachable top. There's a perforated line, and I was seeking out, some licenses and some fun movies for that series, and thought, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes could be perfect for that. Then I realized, what? Tomatoes are actually trending in the fragrance industry right now. It's been like a thing for around the past year, and so I thought, let's just do, an original fragrance that could work for a candle and a perfume, and just do a whole, slew of Killer Tomatoes fragrance products.
Wow. I had no idea that tomatoes were trending.
Yeah, it's kind of, people are kind of getting into more like, gourmand fragrances have been around forever, but people have been getting a little more daring with the types of fragrances that they wear or use around the house, in candles. And so they're looking for more like earthy, vegetal type fragrances. And what better movie to represent that than Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?
Why? I'm guessing asparagus might not be one of those.
I haven't heard of that, but it honestly wouldn't surprise me. Our most popular fragrance actually smells like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney. So it smells like chlorinated water and like just mildew, pyrotechnics.
Wow.
So,
well, Killian sent me. I can't show you this obviously because we're on a podcast, but he sent me some samples of Killer Tomatoes, the fragrance. And I'm going to, for the first time, open one up here and see what it smells like. I have to admit, I am not the best person to judge whether or not something is the right smell because I don't really wear cologne and
Well, but
such.
you've been around tomatoes enough.
But I have been around tomatoes. It does smell tomatoey. I must say, it does have a tomato, kind of a tomato, somewhat like a tomato growing, like a tomato
Yeah, there's
plant.
a
kind of,
tomato
yeah,
leaf.
not just a tomato, but like a tomato plant growing
Mhm.
in the garden.
Yeah, there's a tomato leaf note in there.
Wow.
It's a bit of a citrusy top to it, and then it has like an
Yeah.
earthy base. Tried to get some wet soil and patchouli in there.
So it does make me wonder, and I know it might be some proprietary information, but how do you develop a smell? I mean, what does it take to what do you put together to make something smell like an earthy
Well,
tomato?
it's a lot of different materials all combined into one. I am not, I guess, classically trained as a perfumer, so it's something that I sort of learned. I say by nose as opposed to by ear, but yeah, I really just have sort of a knack for recreating certain scents, but I have a whole bunch of different materials, and I typically create a creative brief for myself of what I'm trying to achieve, and write the notes, the scent notes, and then just build from there. But it's really just chemistry. So I mean, it's a combination of essential oils, naturals, and also synthetic materials.
So when you decide, like you said, that you have some of the Pirates of the Caribbean, that makes sense. But um, some of these others, I'm thinking, well, what does American Psycho smell like? How do you decide what kind of smell you would want from a movie like that?
Well, sort of just watching the movie and studying the character to sort of gauge like what type of person he is and what he might smell like in 2024. And
Ah,
so that that fragrance is a bit more, I guess, mainstream, you could say, as opposed to something like Dark Ride that smells like Pirates of the Caribbean. I think
mhm.
a lot more people would find American Psycho a sexy fragrance on someone. You're not going to pick up too many women wearing Dark Ride. I mean, unless they're just really big Disney lovers
Yeah, there you
or
go.
Disney
Well,
adults, as
and
they call them.
I don't have the vocabulary necessary to fully do justice to what the aroma is for this fragrance, but we will have an opportunity for a listener to get a sample of this. So later in the podcast, listen for how you can see if you can be lucky to get a sample of it. Where can people currently buy these?
People can find the fragrance, both the perfume, which is unisex, and the candle. And those will be on Xyrena.com. So XYRENA.com.
Great. The I have two different packages with two different one sheet mock-ups on them. Are the fragrances the same, or are they
Same
different?
fragrance. We just did two different editions for collectors. So if you want the
Nice.
original artwork, that's we have that, and then if you want the 90s VHS artwork, then we did that too. I had the green VHS when I was a kid. I can't recall where I got it from, but I remember it coming with a pack of tomato seeds, and I thought that was a genius marketing at that, even as a kid.
Yeah, if I remember right, that was when Disney had the rights
Mhm.
for a while. I think that's and we did a quote unquote director's edition, which was not. We just made up something and called it the director's
The director's cut, yeah.
edition. But it's actually I really like that version of the film.
Don't go anywhere. We've got more of this great conversation coming up right after this. Repeatedly recognized by the San Diego Press Club, the Times of San Diego delivers timely and transparent news to, for, and about America's finest city. To learn more on how you can support this trusted resource of information, visit timesofsandiego.com.
This is Killian Wells, the founder and creative director of Xyrena. You recently heard me on the Killer Tomatoes podcast with Costa Dillon, and I'm here to tell you how you can bring the scent of vine-ripe adventure into your home. All you have to do is email Costa at info@olasmedia.com for a chance to win the official Killer Tomatoes unisex perfume or Killer Tomatoes candle. Simply put AK Tomato in the subject line and we'll reach out if you're the lucky winner. The other way to enter is to visit olasmedia.com, that's OLAS media.com, and subscribe to the newsletter. For more chances to enter, be sure to follow or subscribe to the Killer Tomatoes podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. Good luck.
Hey, let's pick up where we left off. Back to the show.
The decision on how to, or which packages or which movies and so forth to do, that's your decision. You kind of look around and pick things you think are right.
It's me. So it's really just based on my love for different films and what inspired me growing up. So I have always been passionate about all things retro or nostalgic. So I grew up in the 90s, but I've always been obsessed with 70s and 80s, and I was also really into the 50s when I was a kid. Like, for some reason, I think I was maybe reincarnated or something.
We talked to a lot of people about that age. Did you become familiar with the film from the movie or from the cartoon show?
It was from the movie. I had seen Attack of the Killer Tomatoes first, and then I ended up I also owned Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, I recommend Killer Tomatoes Eat France, and you can forget the other one. So what we need is for George Clooney to mail one of these to George Clooney, and see if he has
Let's
any
see
response.
if we can get him to sign a few copies.
So does the candle smell like the fragrance? Here we go, live on the air. Yeah, you can actually hear me open it. It does. It does. It does smell like the fragrance. A little more subtle, but I would expect that from a candle. Nice.
Yeah,
Really
perfumes tend to have
amazing.
more
Really
heavy base notes in it, and then candles are heavier on the top notes.
Okay, explain to me what a base note and a top note is on a fragrance.
So base notes are essentially the stronger notes that are going to last longer, and the top notes are fleeting, so they dissipate faster.
Well, it certainly isn't. It's a different niche, It isn't. I've never seen any fragrances like this, that are based on movies and such. Or there is, I'm just not aware of it. And of course, I'm prejudiced that Killer Tomatoes would make the perfect fragrance. Who wouldn't want to smell like Killer Tomatoes? Just so you can tell other people when they ask, "What is that wonderful fragrance you're wearing?" And you can say, "That's Killer Tomato." Who wouldn't want to be able to give that answer?
It's a great name.
Yeah, I know. You talk about aging out. I think I was 22 or 23 when I thought of that title. So it's been part of my life for close to coming on close to 50 years now. Yikes. It's amazing. It's still around. Killer Tomatoes live, and they live as a fragrance. So are the fragrances actually made there in Austin?
Yeah. Okay. Everything's made in the U.S. with the exception of some of the components, but everything is put together.
So tell me about this air freshener idea. These are the kind of things that hang on your mirror, sort of thing.
So that's something I've been working on for almost a year, and I hadn't really. I can talk about it now because I have patents filed on it. So I was
Okay,
waiting
all
to
right,
get all of the intellectual property going on that before announcing it. So
sure.
this is an exclusive because I actually haven't talked to anybody about it. I have a handful of licenses for the line, but there's something inherently nostalgic about air fresheners, like car air fresheners. I don't know if it's maybe the like slightly faded look to them, or just like the having characters and things like that on the air fresheners. But um, I've never really seen a line of collectible air fresheners, or air fresheners that are made specifically for collecting. And I thought, what if there was a way to, when you're done with the scent, take the string and the top off of it, and it becomes a trading card, something that you can hold on to, so you're not throwing away the air freshener, and you have a reason to collect them.
Sounds like a great idea. As a kid, I grew up with Topps bubblegum baseball cards. I can remember my baseball cards smelled like
Oh
gum
yeah.
for weeks afterward till it stopped smelling like gum after a while. I used to like to smell the gum on the baseball card.
Yeah, I used to collect
So, and
I collected Marvel cards years ago.
uh yeah, the I'm trying to imagine what any of our subgenres would smell like. Whether or not puberty love would have a smell. And if it did, I'm not sure if I wanted to smell that.
It would, there are fragrances, believe it or not, on the market that would probably fit the bill for that. There are some very strange fragrances with bodily scents.
Oh, okay. Oh, great, wonderful. Well, um, we're not quite
No.
in that realm. So, Killian, I want to make sure I give you a chance again to mention the name of the company and the website where people can go to buy some of your fragrances.
So yeah, it's Xyrena, or Xyrena if you want to be fancy, and it's at xyrena.com.
I have to fully endorse the product because where else can you get the opportunity to smell like killer tomatoes and impress your friends and have them guess what it is you smell like, or guess what movie I smell like, whichever way you want to do it. Well, Killian, thanks so much for
Yeah,
being
thank
here.
you.
Appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to the product hitting the market, and I'm hoping I pass people on the street that smell like killer tomatoes. So this is Custer Dillon with another edition of the Killer Tomatoes podcast. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Be sure to follow and subscribe whenever you listen to your podcasts. To read the blog associated with this episode, visit olismedia.com. This episode was produced in studios located in San Diego, California, and Tijuana, Baja California. Creative Director Ulises Bretog. Sound Engineer Alan Glazepar. Rina Alvarez is co-producer. Serving as executive producer and co-founder is J.C. Polk. And Chad Pease is president and co-founder. Olis Media is an IVC media company.
Olis Media.
When I wrote my book, The Insider's Guide, in 2019, I set out to demystify digital fundraising. Now, in 2024, I'm giving you access to some of those insiders and the world of nonprofit fundraising through my podcast, From the Nest with me, Charity Jen. Visit olismedia.com and subscribe to From the Nest with Charity Jen, where fundraising takes flight.